Hi, my name is Shalay Washington, and this week's discussion, I will cover my research topic. My research paper is on Richard Allen and the African Methodist Episcopal Church, also known as the AME Church. So my research paper, it will focus on the birth of the first black denomination. So I will start by outlining the Methodist Church and, of course, the events and situations that led to Richard Allen and other fellow pastors breaking away from the Methodist Church to create the African Methodist Episcopal Church in 1796, which later became a denomination in 1816. And of course, I will also highlight the moments that the church became a church in 1796 to it becoming the actual denomination in 1816. What happened in those 30 years to lead to the actual denomination. Allen, who was the first bishop and founder of one of the founders of the AME Church, he was born a slave, and he accumulated a great wealth and reputation before he died. He, along with other preachers of the AME Church, they instilled the values of spirituality, aspirations, education, family, and more into their members of their congregation and their community. The black church, or the church for the African American before and after slavery, was the epicenter for the African American community and family. And the AME Church was one of the first to be able to do so. For others to be able to do that as well, because after the AME denomination came about, the African Methodist Episcopal Zion denomination branched off from that denomination as well too. The AME Church, the breakaway from the Methodist Church, it started at the beginning of the Second Great Awakening, and by mid-Second Great Awakening, everything was official. Other relevant information that will be shared in my research paper will also cover the higher education institutions that were created on behalf of or by the African Methodist Episcopal Church. And a lot of these HBCUs are still around, still important, still accredited, still graduating students, and is very interesting, to say the least. Also, in my research paper, I will also cover the relationships that Richard Allen had with other people and other men, whether they were black or whether they were white. Some of his most notable relationships that are going to be mentioned throughout my paper are the relationship that he had with Dr. Benjamin Rush, who was a founding father of the United States of America and a well-known abolitionist, amongst many other things. And one thing that Richard Allen said about Dr. Benjamin Rush at the end of the history of the Methodist Episcopal Church, the notes at the end, quote, "The first gentleman that assisted us with advice, and he has manifested his friendship by contributing largely towards building our houses of divine worship," end quote. Other relationships that I will also discuss is the relationship that Richard Allen had with Bishop Francis Asbury, who was head of the Methodist congregation at that time. Bishop Asbury, he actually had a great relationship with Richard Allen, and once Richard Allen broke away, he gave his approval, he gave his blessing, and he even came and named the church Bethel. And from there, when he named the church Bethel, he also appointed Richard Allen as the bishop and the founder of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. Booker and Absalom Jones are two black preachers who were very, very critical in Richard Allen's life and his legacy and his motive as well too. So I'm excited to share all of this information with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed my discussion. Have a great one.